Howdy friends, since I got this 92 USA Jazz Bass Plus, again this was back when, from 87 until 95, they were making these things with the silver lace sensors only in these, and the Kubicki preamp and so forth. Okay, so that's what you get there. You'll see that on pretty much everything Kubicki had out. So I have done a review of these before, but again, people wanted to see this again. Why don't they go back to my original review? I don't know, because it was the exact same color and might have even been the same year. People are asking me, do they have these with a maple fingerboard? Of course. They also did the P-Bass, but it's in the same color too, or you can get them in any color that they offered all the guitars in, with rosewood or maple on the fingerboard. Anyway, all of these reviews are wrong on YouTube, and in the fact of what is what, and Fender does not any longer keep any kind of records of any kind of manual for these or anything. You won't find one online unless you just ask somebody and they get it wrong. Again, there are about 10-15 videos of the Jazz Bass Plus here on YouTube, and again, most are in Arabic or something, and then the people that do actually speak, most of, don't you hate people who don't talk at all? You know, they just play. Usually that's because they don't speak anything, or they'll just play and point to things again. But when they're speaking English, blah blah blah, and they it just pisses me off the way they do it. Okay, anyway, so you get the 22 frets just like any American instrument would if it's a upgrade of something old. If it was trying to be a traditional thing, it would be back to 21. Okay, so yes, the amazingly skinny neck profile up here, which is amazing. I love it. Another guy asked me, said, hey, does the P-Bass, I want one with the P-Bass where it's actually the same all the way up. It's like, okay, they make them, go get one. The tuners, there's your stock tuners. This is what they should use all the time, but people want the old nasty ones, so that's what they get. You have right there where you can adjust your flipping neck. Nobody likes that. They like to have to take it off and shim everything instead of having right there where you can adjust it. Why? Because people are stupid like that. Okay, so just a 9-volt system, which is nice. Active, passive, whatever you want to be. Now let's lay out the controls the way they really are. Okay, what you have is a 4-way switch here. Listen. Okay, so they are more than notched. They are very clickable things. So when you have it all the way like wide open, that is passive. Okay? For everybody needs to know, which is everybody. This outside ring that goes from your neck pickup to your bridge pickup, that is not a balance control. Yes, it has an indentation. Okay, that a balance control indicates something is in stereo, so you're going to balance from the left to the right. That is not what this is. Okay, so this actually adjusts how much you want to combine or blend. The people that know the right term, that's a blend control. You can blend in just enough of the J pickup if you're a person who likes basically the P-Bass sound, or vice versa, or whatever the heck you want. It's an amazing instrument. Other people are like, man, I just need a P-Bass and I'll have every sound I want. No, you won't. And other people are like, I want a J-Bass. That's all I can get every sound you want. No, you won't. They're like, oh, it's just a matter of by where I play. As so many people on so many places say, that's the way it is. You go on Talk Bass forums and they're all like that. It's like, man, I can get it from here to here to here, and how I play, and it will make every sound you'll ever need. No, it won't make every sound I need. It might make every sound you think you need. But if I need an ultra funky, over-processed, over-compressed, over the hill, just major slap pop funk thing that Victor Wooten type of sound, you are not going to get it. Okay, so more is more, less is not necessarily more. Okay, so again, you have your blend control, master volume at all times, blend control at all times. Okay, when you are in passive mode, as we still are, this knob on the outside does nothing. These are concentric, all of these meaning one's on top of the other. This will do nothing. The outside one is your master tone for the entire bass. Okay, when you actually go to the next click, so there's passive, you go passive, you go to the second position, and you're just simply active. That's all it is, active. So you can have the exact same thing here. You have the volume, okay, so no different at all, everything's the same, but you have bass, you have treble, bass again, so you can hear it. Everything's rattling like a bass would in here, full of tons of gear. Everything's going to rattle. And that is that. When you go to the next position, it is still active, exactly the same, but gives you about a 6 dB boost or so. Okay, sorry. There's your boost. Okay, so same thing, bass and mids, everything, nothing has changed. It's just a power boost, output boost. So if you're hitting the front of a bass amp with a lot of tubes in it, you may, depending on how you have it set, it might kick you into a little overdrive, or you can just solo out if you're using solid state, or however you have things adjusted. The last position, and let me get my volume actually up, is just kill. You have one gonad on here that changed everything on his bass. He's like, this last position, and you can hear it because he's rewired everything. He's like, it's really quiet, but you can add like a boost pedal. It's like, no, you fucked it up, and now it makes actual noise when it's supposed to be quiet. You just shut it off. It kills the power to your 9 volt, so you can leave it plugged in. You don't have to unplug it all the time because it's a beautiful thing. It's a nice feature. Okay, so that's what all of this does. Your bridge has some major mass to it. Okay, great bridge. And everything else is great. There's nothing else to tell you about these except for the finish is stupidly crazy awesome. Black pearl dust was the official name of this. Then they got the blue pearl dust with the light blue on the edges and the dark blue in the middle. So kind of a reverse burst. And again, these were available in everything the guitars were available in, which were about 30 finishes. And they're amazing. Again, over there at the goofy ass chat bass, people would be like, oh yeah, I went and got one of these and I got it for a great price, blah blah blah. And the consensus over there, well, if you got that for about $300, you might have got an okay thing for it. It's like a USA bass that kicks ass over all the traditional USA basses that want to call themselves a jazz bass. Okay, no. And people think these are the Duff basses. No, those were Japanese things. I love Japanese basses and I love the Duff bass, but I like the one that it was originally after, which was amazing. But that's not what these are. These are the jazz basses that came right after the move over to Corona, California. Okay, so this is the most high-end bass to come out when Fender was kicking ass after Fender Japan was kicking their ass while they were closed. while they were getting out of the old factory. So they came back with this and just said, here you go, bitches. Okay, so a lot of these will fetch over $2,000, depending on the finish and how rare the finish is. But I found this one for $750, which is why I jumped on the son bitch. There's one more on eBay as of today that is $1,200. That's like this, but it's beat to shit. Okay, this one comes with the original case, the original everything, but most of them will run about $1,500–1,600. Okay, so that's average price for this. Again, talk-based people, yeah, $300–400, yeah, you can get them all day. No, you can't. And know your gear, you stupid bastards. Okay, so let's go down here before my battery goes out. Just a few things. Oh, if anybody wants to, I know you never get a good look at the wall that's behind the drum kit. Some people want to see back there. There are, what, you get the Dean that I did. You probably can't see it. The Cadillac, which I totally redid. A Strat there. Another Stratish purple thing back there. One of my custom Axes there. What's the other one? Another Strat. 2 PV S3s. You've got a, right there, the Corvus 3 blue. And then you've got like the Van Halen thing. Wolfgang, but via Dillian, where you can pull out on all the pots and split into single coils. No taps, you split humbuckers, you don't tap them. Up higher are the, what else did I got over there? Oh, another James Burton Telly in the blue. The Aria Pro acrylic guitar, and then the Dillian one hanging straight up here. You got another Dillian hanging over here with all them colors in it. Then you're going to see a few somewhere of the Santa Rosa guitars. Somebody wrote me and asked me, hey man, you got a spare Santa Rosa you can sell me? I do. I forgot how to find you, so if you see this, yeah, I've got a spare Santa Rosa. Coolest acoustics ever made, especially for live playing. Never feedback in the entire world. Never had it, never will. Okay, typical tones, or atypical. Again, the Kubicki. Okay, if you had your X Factor or Factor basses, whatever, these are those sounds, except for you have silver lace sensors, which makes it even better. Okay, so let's go up here to passive. I've got the blend control. Let's just do that. Volume wide open. Tone is just this one, wide open. Top one does nothing at the moment. Okay, so that's that. If you go back to the jazz pickup. Okay, exactly what you would expect it to be. Jazz here. Blend them together. Okay, so that's that. You go into active. Okay, so you have both of them in the middle, both pickups. You have volume wide open. You have, here's the bass. Let's turn the treble to middle, the bass to middle, and let's start zooming them up. Bass. Add in some high end. So that's everything maxed. Plus or minus it. Bass gone. Treble gone. So put them how you want, both in the middle again. No mid-range control, no any kind of sweeping of any kind as far as trying to find a sweepable mid-frequency. That doesn't exist. If you want that, grab a external EQ, throw it on the floor or whatever. Same position, but going with the boost. Back. Okay, so that just simply gives you more. So nothing else to explain there. And then, okay, so you got a kill switch. Again, just turn it to there, set it down, your battery's not being eaten up. So, very easy to explain bass. And again, if everything goes out, run it passive and blah blah blah, you're still good to go. For all those people who think less is more, again, when more is more, you have it. When less is more, keep it in passive and play all night long and whatever, but it's still a much superior build to an American jazz bass, in my opinion. And everything about it, the hardware, everything is better. And the lace pickups just make it even better than that, especially the silvers. Okay, so that is it. What else can I say? Once again, Scott Grove with the 92 Jazz Bass Plus. Again, the P Bass Plus is out there. It's got a toggle switch to go between the P and J pickups. It does have a P pickup and the J pickup. Again, more is more. It's not going to be just a nasty P bass. It gives you the option because, again, more is more. Okay, hope you find this groovy, and the old one is up here too. Again, if you want to check it out on a much larger rig with tons and tons and tons of speakers and so forth. I'm just running through again the Ashdown, made in England stuff. Couple of Hartkey, what are these? The 500 HA 5500 heads. 4 810s, 2 tweets. No, actually 2 horns. They're not tweets. They're actually compression drivers. And there you go. I'm not letting this one get away. I about puked all over myself when I let the first one go because I didn't think I would ever find one that clean. And when I did, for that price, which I paid double for on the first one, I was all over this no matter what. And this could become one of the 3 or 4 basses that I'll keep for as long as I ever care to. All the rest can go, and you guys can come get them. There you go. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Later, kids. Bye.